Hello, hello, everybody. Sorry if I'm a bit disorganized today, but thank you for being here. So, we're going to get ahead and start with this nice little video I have today. So, even though I added two particular individuals, I didn't expect either one of them to be here, or both of them to be here, or more people to be here. So, if you guys have any questions during the class today, or however you want to call this live tutorial, how to, however you want to go, feel free to do so. You don't have to be in the mentions to participate or to ask questions. So today's video is going to be on how to use Canva for free to do your thumbnails or edit videos for pre-recorded videos. So be prepared with your questions. If you guys got any, obviously, I'll do my best to explain. I don't know everything about Canva. I'm not an expert, but I do use it regularly, and I do have to admit, all honesty, I have recently paid for it, okay? But you don't guys don't have to. It is something you can use for free, and I'm not affiliated or sponsored by them, so I can say whatever criticisms or opinions I want of them, and I recommend that you guys do the same. So if you guys find it great and useful, or if you don't, feel free to say your opinion. Okay. Like I said, I'm not making any money off of Canva or YouTube or anything else. So feel free to say your opinions. So we'll go to my intro video and then come right back and we'll start doing this free Canva class. So we're back. So today, like I said, we're going to go and learn about how to use Canva to do thumbnails and or edit your videos. Now, before I get into it, I'm going to first show you guys how to get into your YouTube videos in order to download music. I know you guys are wondering, what does that have to do with Canva? Well, even though Canva, you can use their music that they have uh, available as part of the service. Oftentimes, most of the music that you have available there, you have to pay for it, okay? And even the ones that are free, sometimes you might get copyright claimed on YouTube's end of things. So I highly recommend that guys go to, sorry about that, to your YouTube studio to download some music and or special effects. That way you avoid these kinds of issues or problems down the line. So that's one way to avoid some of the expenses that would come with using or buying Canva is to get the free resources wherever you can. So YouTube right here, right now, that might change in the future, who knows, right? But right here, right now, YouTube allows you for free, yes, free, to download music and special effects that you can use across the board on any of your videos, whether it's shorts, whether it's your lives, whether it's recorded videos like what we're going to do today. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, guys, today is show you guys how to download that music and use it to your advantage. Hello, hello, Walk in Purpose, Monica Miles. Thank you for being here. I believe this is the first time I'm seeing you here. So thank you. Welcome in. There's a lot of digital popcorn and drinks behind the stage. Help yourself. And obviously, like the saying goes, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Come on in. This is for everybody, not just for you, not just for me. So this is a live that I'm really trying to show everybody how to use Canva for free. Yes, free. You heard it, free. Free, 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 free. So we're gonna go, like I said, the first step is to go to the YouTube studio to download that free music and or special effects. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do that, I'm gonna show you guys now. If you already know how to do it, then what I'm showing is just something you guys can skip over if you're watching this on the replay, or if you're live, take moment, get yourself some popcorn and drinks like I had suggested to Monica. Maybe you need to step away from the computer to do other things, who knows? But we're gonna get into it right now. So we're gonna go ahead and share the screen so that I can show you guys how to get into the YouTube Studio to download your music. So here we are, we're sharing that beautiful screen. So as you guys can see, this is the home page, the landing page, however you want to call it, what you see when you go to your YouTube on desktop. That's how I usually view my YouTube is on my computer. I just find it a lot easier on computer to do most of what I wanna do, especially for a live, but you guys don't have to. If you are doing this on your cell phone, you will have to download the YouTube Studio app in order to get access to the studio, and I'm not 100% sure if you're able, download the music or get to the music section. So I highly recommend that you do this on your laptop or computer. There is a Canva version for your cell phones or tablets, but again, I'm using the format on the computer, on my desktop. I just find my laptop, my computer is just so much easier. I find it like you can really see everything. Your computer screen is obviously going to be bigger than your cell phone screen, so I just find it easier to do everything I need to do on my computer than I do on my cell phone. But I know for a lot of you guys use your cell phones, and you might find it quite the contrary, easier for you to do this on your cell phone. So obviously what you guys see on your landing page will be different from what I see, obviously, partly because you guys are not going to be members of the same people as I am. You're not subscribed to the same people. Your recommended videos will be different because of your algorithms. Obviously, you're gonna be visiting different people, liking different content, viewing different content, etcetera. So what you see here, it's normal that you might not see the same videos as I see. But anyways, that's beside the point. So to get to your YouTube Studio and to consequently get to the free music that you want to download for your videos that you're going to be editing through Canva, on the top right, this is the same with your cell phones. The top right, it might be blocked by my PayPal icon, but top right, okay, so you have bell notification. To the right of the bell notification, like I said, it might be blocked by my PayPal icon, but behind that, you would have your channel icon, okay? So just assume if you're not seeing it there, that's where it is, okay? So where my PayPal icon is where you would see your YouTube channel icon. You're gonna click on that, okay? And then a drop-down list should come up, okay? I'm just also looking down at my screen to make sure that I see it, and okay, it does pop up on the live. So as you can see, um, on the left of the list, you'll see my icon, so that's what I would be clicking, to the right of the notification bell, so you see it pops up here as well. As you see as well here, the @ button that, is a new function for YouTube. I think it's been around for a month now. So I obviously did snag my channel name. I recommend that you guys do that as well. Get your @ one, the one that you want as quickly as possible if you haven't done so already. So you're gonna go down a little bit. So the first option is your channel. You want the second option, which is YouTube Studio. So once you've located that, you're gonna click on it right away, and you should be brought to automatically to your YouTube Studio. So I'm just gonna give it a second to load up. My computer is acting slow. I do eventually have to go bring it in to get looked at and updated and all that. So as you can see now, you have the YouTube, Studio. So basically, this is where you would find everything to do with your channel. So as you can see, I do have a couple copyright claims that I have to deal with eventually. I do wanna make a video on that, to show you guys how to deal with a copyright claim. A claim and a strike are 2 different things, okay? So a claim, that's why I'm not, worried about it. I'm gonna deal with it later, okay? So to get to the free music, it's not complicated, okay? There's a couple of different ways. You can do it on the video itself, so you might wanna go to the content and or here you see it showing me my latest video. I can go through 2 different ways, but the easiest way to get to the YouTube Studio is on the left-hand side, so between my icon and my image at the bottom. I will go in StreamYard and just change that really quickly. So basically, now you guys will be able to see that left-hand column much easier, okay? So basically, on that left-hand column, so on the left side where it says studio, and then you see my, channel icon. On the bottom, when you scroll down, the 3rd to the bottom, option is audio library, okay? So when you count the bottom, send feedback, settings, and then, oh, there you go, audio library. So the 3rd from the bottom option, you're gonna click that, and we're gonna give it a second to upload and everything, and voila, that's all the music that you have. So obviously there's more, but these are the first 30 options of 1,482 songs. You have over 1,400, almost 1,500 different songs that you can pick and download. Then you'll see it'll tell you the title track, what kind of music, the mood, who made it, the amount of time, license type, okay? As you can see, when you hover over, it tells you you can use this audio track in any of your videos, including videos that you monetize. No attribution is required, and you do get details here as well. So what would happen is that if you were to add this music, I should say, to one of your videos, automatically in your description, YouTube is going to put the details of this song that you use into the video, so that way if anybody else is looking for it, they know what song that you picked. And what you will do is, as you can see, when you hover over, let's say, desert planet, okay, you'll automatically all the way to the right, you see download. So what you will do is you'll just click on that button. Well, I've already downloaded this song for myself, so I'm not gonna repeat it again, but you'll click on download and automatically at the bottom of your screen, you won't be able to see it if I do it, but at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the video start the downloading process to your computer, and then when it's done, you'll have access to it on your computer, okay? Actually, I will download one because I will have to show you guys later on. So I'm just gonna go to a random spot. Here, I'll pick that one. Slipping away is what I'm going to download. Okay, there we go. So it's downloaded on my computer and good to go. All right. So once you've downloaded one song or multiple songs, however you want to go, doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be a specific amount. Right here, right now, I just want you guys to go in here, download one song, just one. So that way we can use that song to do some video editing later on. But right now, it doesn't have you don't have to be picky or choosy of which song you wanna download. You can just download any random one like I did. If you really want to know what song you're downloading because, "Oh, well, I don't want it to be inappropriate," on the left here, so beside the title track, you see a star and you see the play button. It'll play like 5, 10 seconds of the song, so that way you have an idea as to what song you're downloading, okay? So if you really want to listen to, okay, what does this song sound like? Is it appropriate? Is it something that I'll enjoy for the video I wanna make? You'll be able to do so by clicking that little play button beside the star to the left of the star, you click that little icon, you'll be able to listen to a few seconds of the song. To the right is the title, so that way you guys know where I'm talking about. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a second because basically I told you guys what I needed you guys to hear for downloading the songs to your, computer, so that way we're now going to enter into Canva and learn how to create a thumbnail and a video and all of that joyful stuff, again, for free, okay? Like I said before, I did pay for, uh, Canva. It is pretty pricey, so if you guys want to avoid that fee, but still want the paid to use content, don't be afraid to hit me up. I'll hook you up with the good stuff. Why should the 10 of us pay that price? when one of us can pay and then we all benefit from that. So, all right. So we're gonna go to Canva and I'm just gonna show you guys how that works. If you haven't done so already, please take a second. I asked a question in my poll. And I'll go back to the questions now. So I asked, would you pay for an editing software? So far, one person said yes, if it's reasonable. So if you haven't answered the question, please do so now, please. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now for Canva. Oh, wait, when did I do? Just remembered I had to change something before I do. Yeah, just give me a second, guys. You know what I just realized too? I didn't put my background music. So I'm just gonna go ahead, put on my background music, make changes. So I'll be back in a minute, guys. All right, I'm back, guys. Thank you for your patience. And hello, hello. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna risk. I'm going to admit that I'm not 100% sure how to say your name. The numismatic numismaniac. I apologize if I didn't say your channel name properly, but thank you for being here. And don't worry, what I'm gonna show you is definitely for anybody and everybody, whether you're new to the editing game or not. I was new a year ago to it as well. So I had to have a large learning curve as well. So don't worry, I'm here to help. If you want to watch this video in the replay to, follow step by step, that's absolutely fine. I just finished showing how to download music from YouTube. So I definitely recommend to go back to that afterwards if you didn't see it because that will help you in editing in your Canva if you want to do it for free. Okay, because there's some things with Canva you do have to pay for. And if you guys have any questions or anything that you're hesitating about, maybe I spoke too quickly, let me know. Hello, hello, walking with purpose, Monica Miles. No worries, no worries. If you need to get going, I get it. Thank you for spending the few minutes with me and spending that time. I hope that you catch me on the replay. Have a great day. So now we're going to go ahead and share my screen of Canva so that you guys will hopefully know how to learn how to use Canva to do thumbnails and to do basic video editing. So when I come on to my Canva, this is what I see when I'm here. So as you can see, you can do a whole bunch of different things with Canva. Now, one of the things that you'll notice, and this is my major tip when you're using Canva to do your thumbnails, your videos for whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, right? Is you want to look for the little crown or the little diamond or something that little symbol will tell you that that item or that element, that feature is something you have to pay for. And there's two things that you can pay for. Well, two different ways you're paying for whatever you're using. You're either paying for that particular, whether it's a song, maybe it's a special effect, maybe it's a video or photo, or like me, you pay for the yearly plan. If you pay for the yearly plan, you still see that little pay to use symbol, but it's going to be grayed out. So it's telling you you're free to use this, what would normally be a pay to use feature. Now you're going to see it here When you go on the left hand side, so CK's team, underneath you see home, templates, projects, and then brands. There's a icon right here. See that little? You have to pay for that. See, it says that same little icon here. So you see here, brand, I would have to pay for it, even if I'm a member. But content planner, that same icon is grayed out. I can now use it for free. I don't have to pay for it. But if you had to pay for it because you're not a member, it would be that same gold symbol. So I'm just gonna make my screen bigger so that I know that you guys are seeing it. So as you see here, that nice little symbol right here beside brand. Oh, oh, there we go. Now I can made it too big, I think. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, no, sorry, I made it too big, and now it brought it to where you can't see it. Okay, but anyways, I tried to zoom in or to make it bigger, but basically you'll see it on the left hand side. So to the right of the word brand on that left hand side. So you'll see the little question mark. To the left of the question mark, if you go further, you'll see that little gold crown. That means you have to pay for that particular item. If it's grayed out, it's because either A, like myself, you paid for the monthly plan, or B, it's something that you paid for, or you're part of the free monthly trial. I think when I started a 2 month free trial, because the second time they gave me a 2 month free trial to really hook me into getting in to the videos and really getting all the features for free. And since I started that free trial and I really start to use what would normally be pay to use content, a lot of people have said, you know what, your videos editing has been way better, and I've noticed the difference. For me, I think it's worth paying for it, but I get it. For me, it was $150 Canadian, so it's pretty pricey. Okay, this is not something that, if you don't have the budget for it, if this is not something that, okay, you're going to use it once and that's it, it's obviously not worth it for you. I do video editing for myself regularly, like 2 3 times a week. I'm editing videos in some way, shape, or form. So this does help me a lot, right? And I uh do do editing for other people, and this is something that I'm making a business out of. Hello, hello, Adachike. How you doing? Thank you so much for your support and for being here. Much love to you. And yeah, oh great, you use a pro as well. So I guess I'm not going to be explaining anything new to you. Maybe you can even help and show me some things. Who knows? But glad that you're also using Canva Pro. I'm so far I am enjoying it, and I have noticed that it has helped me a lot. But like I said, it is expensive. I'm not associated or affiliated, or this is not sponsored by them, guys. So if you have a different experience with this, don't worry. You're free to say your opinions. And Ada, let me know. Are you enjoying Canva Pro? Is it something that you would recommend? I do, but hey, if you don't, that's absolutely fine to have that opinion. But anyways, we're going to get into now how to make a thumbnail for your YouTube videos for free with Canva, right? So obviously, like I said, you're going to avoid anything with that little crown symbol. Automatically, if you see that crown symbol beside something, you have to pay for it, right? If you're not a Canva Pro member like Ada and I, you are going to be paying for it. So it's going to pop up a message saying, you have to pay for it. Okay. So obviously, I won't be able to show you that pop up message, since in my case, I did pay for it. So it's going to just let me download and do whatever I want to. But for you, it might give you that kind of message. Or if it's giving you a message of, hey, you're paid, you have to pay, it's because something somewhere that you used had that little icon and you didn't pay attention. Now, every once in a while, the one criticism I definitely have of Canva is that, especially if you're using a template, it may not be always obvious as to what is something that's a paid element. It might be the entire template that's you have to pay for, or it might be a specific element that maybe they use a special effect or a special design element to it or something that you have to pay for. And it might not always be very obvious. Okay. So I do have to let you know when you're using the templates, be careful. You might have to switch entirety of templates. So my recommendation: try to download the template untouched, just to see if you get a message saying, "Oh, you have to pay." That way, you know that okay, there's something in there that you have to pay for, and you might avoid using that template. And you, if you can't spot, well, what is it that I'm paying for here? I'm not seeing it, right? Sometimes it's obvious, right? Sometimes it's just the background, and it'll gray it out, it'll put the Canva icon on it and everything. So then you know, okay, it's the background, and consequently, you just change the background and you're good, right? But sometimes it's not obvious as to what is the paid element. Anyways, so for me, I obviously it's gonna suggest, and you might try. It'll suggest the things that I use very often. So obviously, the third one is a video, which we will touch later. But for now, we want to find the one that says YouTube thumbnail. So as you can see, I had to click a couple of times, but you also have the tab up here where it says social media. You can go in that one as well to get to your YouTube thumbnail function. Now, why didn't I not go into the Facebook post or the presentation or the video? For those of you who don't know, okay, right here, right now, I know YouTube is planning on changing that, but basically, for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, no, yeah, Instagram and TikTok for sure, their layout. So when you're watching a video on those two, the layout tends to be much more top to bottom. So something like what you're seeing here for the Facebook, the general sense of when you try to imagine holding a phone, you're holding it from top to bottom, if that makes sense. Okay, like here's the infographic. When you imagine looking at it, you're looking at it from top to bottom. While as with YouTube, right, it goes more horizontally. So your longer part is lying down, while as with Instagram and TikTok, it's standing up. So when you're creating a thumbnail, that's going to be a major effect, because basically if you're using something that's more top to bottom, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the left and right hand side that are not going to be visible. While as if you make something that's meant to be on a top to bottom view and you're putting it on horizontal, you're going to have a whole bunch of black space on the left and right side of your screen. Okay, so already choosing the right format makes a big difference in the quality of what you're doing. So make sure to ask yourself, am I doing this for YouTube? Am I doing this for uh, TikTok? Am I doing this for Instagram? For Facebook? What am I doing this for? Because that will affect the look of your thumbnail. So make sure, if you're going to do something for YouTube, make sure that it says YouTube banner, YouTube thumbnail. The video, that there's a way to switch it, but that feature you have to pay for. All right. So again, if you want to, excuse me, make content specifically for TikTok or for Instagram, you have to make sure to go into your social media and tell Canva, I'm doing this for TikTok, I'm doing this for Instagram, I'm doing this for YouTube. So that way it's going to be at the layout that you want, and you don't have to pay for it. So that's the other advice that you I have for you guys. Make sure you bring yourself to where you want to go, because if not, if you have to do all that effort to design something, and oops, I designed it for TikTok, but I really wanted to be on YouTube, and now I have to switch the layout, well, you're paying for that, right? Or you have to take the time to do that all from scratch, all over again. And I don't want that for you guys. So since I'm doing a YouTube thumbnail, I'm going to select YouTube thumbnail. Okay. So hopefully you guys see on the screen. You might have to click a couple times. So basically, me in my for you, I have to click a couple times, and I'm now at the second option is YouTube thumbnail. And as you can see under, when I hover over it, it says YouTube thumbnail 1280 by 720 pixels. Okay. So that's the layout of a YouTube thumbnail. That's the overall dimensions, okay? And whether you're adding your thumbnail through StreamYard or through YouTube itself, it's still gonna be that same size regardless, okay? Because I did have somebody ask, "Oh, well, I wasn't sure, na, na, na." No, it doesn't matter. Whether you're adding your YouTube thumbnail through your YouTube Studio or through StreamYard, it automatically will set it to this dimension, okay? So I'm gonna go into it. And I do have to stop sharing for a second because it's gonna still share my old page. So that's the other thing with Canva is when you go to from the whole landing page you guys just saw to the video, the thumbnail, whatever you're creating, it will open up a second tab. So that's why I have to stop the sharing and come back. And here we are. Okay. So this is my page for when I want to start doing the thumbnail. Now, as you can see here, when I go to the left-hand side, you'll see my recently used on the left-hand side. So on the left, you see design, elements, uploads, text. To the right of text, you'll see recently used. And you'll notice right away the second element there that you see this little my favorite Pearl books. If I'm hovering over it, you'll see that little crown and crow. So if I wasn't a member, I would have to pay for that. Right away, when you go underneath all results, you see the very first one. Again, you see the crown and crow. That means I would have to pay for it if I wasn't a member. Fourth video to the right hand side, basically. So the guy with a shocked face in the red background. Again, that one as well. I would have to pay for it. Well, as all the other ones, well, there's another one here as well. So out of the 4 that we see here, and then the sorry, 4, 8. So out of the 10 videos we see here total, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that you would have to pay for if you were going to use them, right? Right away, we know we're going to avoid those ones. Now, is it okay to use these already pre-made templates? Sure, if especially if you're new to using Canva, don't be ashamed to just use a pre-made template that already has most of what you want. Why not? There, don't be ashamed of it, guys. Sometimes that's how I started. Hey, this much look like I'm not. It's perfect. Why do I need to change anything, right? Or I had to change very little. So I'll start with that, right? So let's say we wanted to. I know Lasha's journey. She's big into finances. So we have here the second one here. It says income, great ideas, low investments. So if I wanted to use it, it's free. I would just click on it. And as you can see, it pops right into my little window and I automatically have everything, right? And I could literally just keep it as is, literally not. The title is great. That's exactly what I wanted to say. If I literally didn't want to make any changes, voila, I have a thumbnail. Took 3 seconds to do this, right? Didn't take me any effort, didn't take me time. I could download it as it is. Right now, the other suggestion I have is obviously on the top here, so the top of the screen, besides CK, you might not see it, but it says untitled design YouTube thumbnail. So obviously, you give it a title, okay? So we're gonna put test one, okay, or whatever name you want. You can put financial advice, class, or whatever title. Doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna see that but you, okay? So once you're happy with your title, okay, and let's say like I said, I'm happy with this thumbnail. I don't need to change it. I think it's absolutely perfect as it is. This on the top right, I would have share. I click on that. A drop down menu comes up. I'm just gonna look at my screen to see if it's coming on as well. Okay, yeah, you guys are seeing it as well. So you would go down to download, and it automatically suggests to you as a PNG. Now, for those of you who don't know, a PNG is a digital photograph, but a digital photograph without a background, meaning that if you wanted to add this photo to something else, it would make things easier in your editing to do so. Okay. While it's a JPEG, it does have background, so just makes it a little bit tougher to add to something else. You can still remove, there's now apps to remove the backgrounds. So right now, whether it's a PNG or JPEG, it doesn't make a difference. But I think for YouTube, you have to have it as a JPEG. So I would click down and then select JPEG. Okay. And as you can see here, the quality is 80%. If I wanted to change it to a better quality, or like I said, if I want to change the size, it would be something I would have to pay for if I wasn't a member. Because again, you might not be able to see it, but there's a little crown there for both. So as you can see, it's not always um, the special effect. Sometimes it's just, hey, do you want a better quality? Do you want a different size? You would have to pay. Okay. So then, if like I said, if I'm happy, I just click on download and it will download straight away too. Okay, but we don't want to do that right here, right now. Okay, I'm just gonna get out of that. So let's say I did want to change something, like, oh, I'm not really happy with the title. As you can see, all these purple boxes are coming up. So all of these are things that I can change. Okay. Hello, hello, Lash's journey. Speak of the devil, and she shall come. How are you? Don't worry about being late. I didn't show a whole lot, so it's okay. You didn't miss a whole lot. Okay. But if you have questions, if there's something you're not 100% sure because it's something you thought maybe you missed, don't be afraid to ask questions. But thank you for being here, Lashes. So, this is actually something I was suggesting for you, Lashes, um, as a potential thumbnail, because that's what I'm showing now is how to do your own thumbnail for free. So I will repeat this for you. When you're using Canva, you want to avoid anything with a little gray. Well, in my case, it's a gray crown, but it should come up as a gold crown. So you'll notice here, when you look to the left, right, you'll see that woman between the two hamburgers. That's something when you look to the bottom of it, I'm not sure if you see, but it says pro and a gray crown. So that's something you would have to pay for if you were using Canva. So don't use that one, right? You're gonna have to spend money for that. If you don't want to spend money, you do one of two things, Lashes. Either A, you ask, hey, she stole my thunder. That one was really nice. I really want to use that one because I did spend the money to buy my membership, yearly membership for Canva. Or B, you just like I said, flat out don't use it. Okay. So of course, Lashes, don't be afraid to ask if you want something. Okay. So that's why I went with the one underneath. So the whole thing is free. You can download it if you're happy with it as is. You can download it as is. If, on the other hand, like I was saying, wherever you see the grays, you see as I'm moving, there's not the gray, but purple boxes. Those are all different elements that can be changed at any point. So let's say I did want to change one of the three titles, right? I don't want it to be income, great ideas, or investment. Let's say I want it to be, I don't know, how to make money with Lasher's journey. So I could just go here, highlight it. So I would have to double click inside the box, right? So income, let's just do change that to how to. Okay, that's simple. As you can see, I didn't have to do anything other than double click inside. It changed it right away. Then I want to change that from great ideas to how to make me. So I'm gonna again double click inside. Sorry, triple click. So triple click really, really fast. How to make money. And then change the low investment. So as you can see, I went down. There's now a purple box around low investment. So I triple click really quickly. So now the low investment is now highlighted, and I change it to with Lashes journey. Oops, misspelled journey. But as you can see, Lashes journey. It's obviously too big. As you can see with this box. Okay, it might not be very, very clear, but you have these two white lines on either side, on the longer parts. That's the canvas way to tell you you can make this part longer, right? So you're making it wider essentially. So that's what we're gonna do. We're making it wider. Oh, look, now we made it so that with lashes journey is now on one line. These four little balls that you see at the four corners allow you to make the entire box bigger or smaller. In this case, I want to make it smaller because I want with lashes journey to be on that light blue background. So I'm going to go to the right down ball. As you can see, my icon now has changed. My mice icon is now two arrows that are diagonal. That's Canva's way to say, hey, you can now make this box, bring it closer or further away to make the letters bigger or smaller. So I'm going to make it go closer so that it gets smaller. So I'm going to move my mouse up. And as you can see now, aha, it's in that though. The other thing you'll notice here is now there's two icons that appeared. This two arrows and these four arrows. The two arrows allow me to change the direction. That's not what I want to do. I want to leave it, as you can see, it gives you degrees, right? Like a compass. So I do want to put it back to how it was essentially. Okay. So I can leave it there. Well, I can do the easy way on my keyboard. I can press Control Z and it brings it back to how it was before. So if I made a mistake, I was like, oh, I did not align it properly. I put Control Z, it brought it back to. So I do have to start it over a little bit here, but that's fine. I'm used to it. So there we are. Okay, so now the four arrows allows me to move it. And I will because it's a little too high and too much to the left. So as you can see, my mouse icon is now on the four arrows. I'm going to click on it, hold. So click once down, hold, and then move it to where I want it to be. So I have to move it more down and more to the right. And as you can see, it'll give you lines to show you where you are and where you're going. And I'll just stop where it feels like, okay, that's about right. So here we have it. It's much more aligned, right? And that's a quick how to make money with Lashes Journey. So as you can see, in a few seconds, I made a thumbnail. Now, obviously, I can change the picture of this guy. Maybe I want to put Lashes Journey instead. And I do have a beautiful picture of her. She's honestly, I don't blame her husband for marrying her. I honestly don't. I mean, if I was a guy, I would marry her too. But I'll be honest, it's her the money. I mean, she's a very beautiful woman. No, of course, Lashes is a wonderful person, very caring, very loving, very given person. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting her in person, but we've spoken quite often, and she is a very given person, very generous, very kind. So if you guys do want a friend, she's the girl to go to. So I'm at the same time gonna show you guys that little trick that I told you. Remember how I showed download some music from YouTube Studios, download. I'm gonna now show you how to upload that music and also, in my case, since I already downloaded a very beautiful picture of Lash's Journey, how to use that in your thumbnail. Now, obviously, music for a thumbnail, don't bother. Not a good idea. It's not going to work anyways. But I'm going to show you guys how to use content that you uploaded to Canva onto your thumbnail, your video, whatever the case might be. Okay. So we're going to go back to the left hand slide here, all the way to the left. You have design, you have element, you have uploads. Ding, 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 ding. We have a window. This is what we're going with, right? So we're going to click on uploads. It's going to show you everything that I have uploaded. So as you can see, you'll see a few things here that I've already uploaded for myself. So I'm going to scroll down all the way at the bottom right. You see a very beautiful woman. Oh my God. Again, I don't blame Lashes Journey's husband for marrying this girl. I mean, she is a looker. She's a looker. I'm a bit jealous, but you know that's a different. I'm not. So what we can do, we have two options. The easiest ways, as you can see, the guy that's there, I'm just gonna, as you see the picture that's there of the guy, it's already highlighted in the purple box. So I'm just going to press delete and he should be gone. Oh, bye bye. Okay, it's not letting me, so there'll be a top. You see, I'll show it again because it wasn't working. So I'll press Control Z to erase what I did. So I clicked on the image of the guy. You'll see on the top of the box, you'll see three buttons. You have the duplicate, you have the garbage can to delete, and then three buttons for more options. I clicked the middle one for delete, and the guy went bye bye. And now, of course, I want to add my picture of Lash's journey. So I have to move it. So now I have a very beautiful picture of Lash's journey there. I can move it around. Like I said, when you hover over it, it's not always going to show it. But when you hover over, let's say I want to move this picture, you can hover over it. You'll click, hold down, and then move your mouse wherever you want it to go. And as you can see, that's where your four arrow buttons will appear. So you can move around, say, oh yeah, maybe to the bottom, something. But I think about here should be around where it would be just fine. And again, you'll see the little lines and the dots to tell you you can either make it smaller, you can make it bigger. Maybe there's too much on the left-hand side that you want to get rid of. So we're going to get rid of that, right? So now this is a much better picture. And then I'm going to make it bigger by going on one of the dots. And here we are. So all of this was free and a very easy way, as you can see, with a template that was already made and provided for us. And again, if you want to be 1,000% sure to see, is there really something you have to pay for? The quick and easy way is you're going to share it. So you're going to go all to the top right, press the button share. You're going to press, when you scroll down on the drop down link, when you go down, the fourth option from the bottom is download. You're going to click on that. It's going to suggest PNG. We don't want PNGs because PNG and YouTube are not good friends. We're going to click on that. Then we're going to pick JPEG. And then we're going to click on download. And as you can see, I don't know. Let me see if it pops up for you guys or not. Okay, yeah, as you can see, it popped up. It says, oh, you downloaded, completed. I see on the bottom of my screen. You guys won't see it, but I see that this has been downloaded. Okay, and there's no option. It just let me go. So all of this is free. It took me a minute because I used a template. And like I said, guys, don't be afraid to use a template. Pay attention. Make sure to look for what? The crown. Avoid the crown. Okay. I love the queen. She's a good person overall, but well, this is the time where we don't want the queen. We don't want Prince Charles. We don't want Princess Diana. We don't want none of the crowns. No crowns. No problem, Lashes. Nope. Definitely. I know it was a good one. My pure luck. It was a good thumbnail too. So yeah, I don't blame you. I definitely will send it to you. And like I said, guys, I did spend the money. So if there is something that you went to Canva and like, oh my God, there was this background that I really liked or a video, don't be afraid to go. She stole my thunder. Can you kind of hook me up here? Don't. I've already spent the money. The money's gone. It's out of my pocket. So I might as well use it to help you guys out as well. Okay, so don't be afraid to hit me up and say, hey, we need some help here. All right. So that's one way with already a template how to make it. Now, obviously, in this case, I will do something. This is a nice little feature. So I'm just going to pause for a second. I do feel like I'm about to cough. So just give me a moment, guys. I'll be right back with you. All right, I'm back, guys. And I do have to say, I'm loving my new microphone. It's one of those quote unquote old style microphones that you can take into your hand. There's also a nice little switch where I can turn on and off. So that way, if I need to cough or sneeze or do something or walk a little further away, I can bring the microphone with me or turn it on and off very easily. So, one thing that I really like that you do have to pay for, I'm gonna show it to you guys, but you do have to pay for it, is to remove the background. Because this is a very lovely picture of Lasha. She looks absolutely stunning in this white and yellow combination. But you can clearly tell she's in a car, right? Obviously. But we want to remove the background. So I'm going to click on it. So now I see that that image is selected. I'm going to go to the top here. So not the top, but basically you're going to where it says CK, you're going to see to the left test one. If you continue more to the left, you'll see position, animate, flip, crop, edit image. Ding, ding, ding. We're going to edit the image. And as you can see, I have here BG for background remover. So we're going to click on that. It's going to do its magic. Take a few seconds to remove whatever background is in. So as you can see, it takes a few seconds sometimes. And apply. There we go. So now I have this beautiful picture of Lasha's journey without the background. And that I'm going to actually lower it because it makes more sense. And then make it bigger. So now we have this other option. I will rename it to test 2. And we're going to share that to myself since, again, I don't have to pay for this. So I don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to be extra. Hello, hello, knowledge and relationships. Yay! I'm so happy. Okay. Stay right there, knowledge. Stay right there. No, that's not me. It's I know that's a very beautiful, beautiful woman, but that's actually Laughter's journey. But stay right there. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm so glad you're here, knowledge and relationships. Where is it? Where is it? So glad you came. Where is it? Where is it? No, that's not the right thing. Oh, where is it? Oh, here we are. This is going to be my official knowledge and relationship. Every time you're here, this is what I'm going to be playing from now on. I hope you like that. That was just for your knowledge and relationship. So every time you're here, I'm playing that when you're around. Okay. So sorry for the little interruption in my Canva lessons to you guys, but thank you, knowledge and relationship, for being here. So there you go. Good, good. I'm glad that you love it. Glad that you love it. There you go. It's not a sound effect like you have for me, but I figured, you know what? Might as well. Anyways, back to our previously paid advertisement that we did. All right, let's get back to sharing that little canvas screen. Here we are. So as you can see, I have two. One where it was completely free, and the other because I edited the background to Lasha's journey. You're very welcome, knowledge and relationship. Because I edited the image, obviously, if I didn't have a pay to use membership, I would have had to pay for that. Okay. And the prices vary anything from $1.99 to like $20, depending on what you want to get. Okay. But some you flat out have to have the membership to get it. Okay. So again, this is something I can do for you guys as well. So if there's something that you're going on Canva and oh my god, I have to pay for it, I have to pay for that, send it to me, let me know, hey, I use this, I use that, for telling me to pay. I can do the program. You can even be like, hey, what did you do? What's your design? Let me explain it to me step by step. We can go on a live video and you guys can tell me I did this, I did that, and I can go. Now, let's say you did not want to use the template at all, okay? So let's erase everything, okay? So we're gonna flat out erase everything, get everything out of there, right? We're starting from scratch, okay? So we have this blank page, right? We want to do, she's very beautiful. Don't get jealous. She's a married woman, knowledge, okay? I know she's very beautiful. I know she's a very powerful woman as well. I know don't start being looking for to become a sugar baby, okay? She could be your sugar mama, but please keep it on the down low at the very least, okay? Behave yourself. I mean, no, no, don't do any of that stuff. No, no funny business. No, I know Lashes is a very loyal woman. She wouldn't even consider it. So, anyways, so you have this blank screen and you want to create your own without going into a template at all. There are different ways of going about things, right? Now, I know for me, I'm a variety channel, so I already have to start with okay, what idea do I want to go with, right? What am I talking about? Now, so for me, I have to, okay, I want to make a template on, I do know I haven't done a video on my Spanish lessons. Okay, what do I do now? Where do I go? Right? Since this is a thumbnail, so anything that's a video or that has a moving part to it, don't use that because in your thumbnail, you're not going to be able to actually see that moving element, and you might not be, even though it looks nice, you won't be able to see the move. It's like it's gonna capture it in a second, and then it might just be a blurry thing. So obviously, don't go into on the left hand side. Avoid flat out the video section. Don't bother. Not There's not going to be anything in there that's going to be of use for you. Let's go to photos. So on the left hand side, that's where all of your stuff are. And again, you see my top under the recently used. The very first thing it says has a little crown and pro. You have to pay for that. Okay. So you'll see already a lot of photos here that can be used, right? A lot of them are free. So you have two choices. You can scroll down, see if there's something there that's of interest of you that you might tell yourself, yeah, you know what, this would be a good theme for Spanish lesson. But in my case, look, there are going to be plenty of photos to scroll through. That's not a good tactic to go through at all. So what I'm going to do is on the top, you see search photos pro. It's still going to be the same box that you can go to. Yeah, exactly, knowledge. And I mean it can be a good option if you have the pro. Sometimes it can be a very good investment to pay for things, sometimes not, right? And I'm telling people this that look, if you're only make one thumbnail for yourself in a year, then don't spend that money on the pro. It's not worth it. At most, maybe I think once a year they allow you to go and ask for a free month trial. Sure, go for the free month trial. But if you're just using, thumbnail once or twice, don't bother, right? I think you and me do a lot of video editing, so paying for it is worth it because you do get a lot of stuff from it. And I've noticed that since I've been in the pro section of things, a lot of people have, hey, you know what, your videos are really nice editing. And I've noticed that, yeah, you know what, it does make a difference for me. So I think for me, it's definitely worth paying. So, anyways, let's say I want to do a thumbnail for my Spanish videos that I want to do. So I can just put here in the search bar Spanish, enter, and it'll come up with everything quote unquote Spanish related. So you guys will notice the third from the left photo. That's one that you'll notice in a lot of my thumbnails. I used to have it, and that's one of them that I use. And again, right beside it, you have this one. It says pro and a crown. You're going to automatically avoid that one. So you see on the 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 of these images that are paid to use, right? So I only have 3 here that I know that I can use for free. So I have this Spanish flag, se habla español, and then this one here with Spanish flag, and I imagine it's Madrid, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sorry to all the people in Spain if I misidentified this city, but I've never been to Spain ever, so I don't know. I can only assume it's Madrid. we'll scroll down to see what other photos. And once you find free photos, you can use as many in a thumbnail as you want. So you can just like say for this one here, right? So under the learn Spanish, there's a beautiful photo here, right? Let's say, yeah, I'll use that one. So again, you just click on it, and automatically, as you can see, it drops into your Tableau, your canvas, however you want to call it. Okay. So let's say I wanted this to be my background. Well, as you can see, there's white around the photo. So if I leave it as is, well, my thumbnail is going to have the white. We don't want that, right? So you're going to right click on the photo. A drop down menu is going to come up. Sorry if I pause sometimes because I'm looking at my cell phone to make sure that what I'm seeing on screen is also coming up, and it does. When you go down, the second before last option, so the second from the bottom is set image as background. We're gonna do that. Ta-da! Now it's taken up the whole page. So this image is gonna be throughout the entire thumbnail. Okay. So sorry if you guys are picking up the noise. There's apparently somebody moving in or out in my building. But anyways, I digress. Now, this obviously is not going to be enough for a thumbnail. So let's continue to see what else we can use that's quote unquote Spanish related that I would be good for my thumbnail that is also free. So I'm also, if I go quiet, it's because I'm looking, trying to find the right thing. So I was half tempted by this one here, this little Spanish flag, but you do have to pay for that one. And you see that one's too, but it's paid. But I'll scroll back up because I did see the Spanish flag right here by itself. So it's not perfect because again, in my case, I could do the background remover, but that would not be free. Okay. Thank you, knowledge. Thank you, thank you. So in this case, what I can do is I'll put at the bottom left here so that yes, we see that it's a different context, right? The flag is obviously a picture of somebody standing under the flag, taking a photo upwards. So that's why you have the cloud in the sky at that weird angle. Okay, so it's obviously somebody looking down, taking a photo upwards. Okay, so because it's a completely different scene from the rest, I'll put it bottom left and shrinking down a little bit more so that we still get the sense that it's the Spanish flag, but it's not too distracting. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. Now the other thing, I'll show it to you guys now. I'm gonna add some text next to this Spanish flag, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and above the photos on the left hand side of your screen, all the way to the left, you have photos, projects on top of it, and then text. So here we have again all the text options. So again, you'll see some of it is free. So the first three are free. So click text to add to page. So those are free options. And then in here, you also have all the already pre-made stuff. But as you can see, a lot of it has the little crowns. So again, you have to pay for those things, right? So you can use the coffee please one or the sparkle, but you would have to pay for the beach please or the XOXO. Okay, for example. The coffee please, excuse me, that could work if you're down. Because for me, I'm thinking because of the color of this, it might not work. Okay, but let's try it. So we're gonna click on it. It might be just let's try to change the color, and you can change the color for free in many of the cases. So I'm going to triple click in it. I'm going to delete, triple click, and I'm not going to delete, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out she stole my thunder. Obviously, this is going to be way too big, obviously. So we're gonna do like I did before, use the little balls at the corners to make it smaller, and we're gonna use the little lines to make it so that it's one line. So we're gonna keep going. Again, I'm finding it a little too big, so I'm gonna get the ball. Perfect. That's about the right size. And then we're gonna move it with the four arrows. You know what? I do want it to be overlapping on the image. Get a little lower. There we go. Now, as I was concerned, as you can see, because of the natural color of this font, it feels like it's integrating itself a little too much into the background, which is not what we want. So there's several options that I can do here. One is I can try to change the color of the font. So we're going to click in it. Okay. So we're going to click in the box. As you can see, it's now highlighted in purple. Near the top, so just under She Stole My Thunder and CK, you'll see all the different options that you can do to that text, including the A. And you see the A is now there's a line, a brown line. As you can see, when you hover over it, it says text color. Guess what you can do? Obviously, you can change the color of the text. Obviously, duh. Nothing complicated here. Okay. So you're going to click on that, and then all of a sudden on your left-hand side, now you have all the different options of color that you can use. So we're going to see what color might work. I'm thinking, let me try the purple, see what comes out, see how it works. So change all. That didn't turn out so great. Okay, let's do it again. See, try maybe a different color. Maybe something else will work. What about plain black? Let's see how that comes. Nope, that's not any better. Let's try something else here. We'll go into that color again. Let's try red. Let's see if red does any better. No, red is not any better. So we're gonna just change it back to the brown. Now you saw a little bit of what another option. So if you're not seeing a color that works, you can change the background for free. So I'm going to highlight it, the whole thing. So triple click really fast. And as you can see, again, you got these options on the top. You're going to click on effects. Again, if I'm going too fast, let me know, guys. Tell me, hey, slow down, slow down. Or like I said, for now, you can just listen and then replay this when you guys are good and ready to use Canva for free and try this on your own. Okay. And as you can see, I tried different things. There's no right way to do a good thumbnail. You might have to try different things. You might have to undo, change it back, go here, go there. Don't be afraid to delete things that don't work out. It's okay if it doesn't work out. Again, right here, right now, as you can see, none of what I did is you have to pay for. So you guys can do, undo, do, redo as many times as you like. Don't worry. If you mess up, you just delete it. That's it. It's free. So who cares if you have to do it 10 times to get it right? Okay? So as you can see, when we change into the effects, it tells you what you can do. So I can make some shadow with it. I can make it hollow, echo, and it'll give me different other options that are again for free. I want to have a background, so I have to scroll down a little bit. So I add background. Automatically it puts that color. Let me see what that looks like. It's not bad, not the best background color. So let's change that color. Change the effects here. We're gonna go back into the effects, back into the background, and as you can see, when you go down under the roundness, the spread, the transparency, oh, we have color. We go here, and again, we can find a different color. Let's see if the purple will work as a background. That works a little bit better. So we'll leave it for now, but we'll definitely, if we feel that with the rest needs to be changed, it will. In fact, I'm looking at it closer. I do wanna make the flag a little bit bigger and then this a little bit smaller. Alright? For some reason, the color makes me wanna make it change it a little bit. There we are. I'm gonna change also the location. There we go. Okay. So sometimes, as you can see, as you're doing things, oh, little adjustment here, little adjustment there. Again, sometimes it's not the look of it itself, but how it's combined and how it's flowing. But again, here we're not done because there's nothing here that says I'm teaching you guys Spanish. We just have what seems to be random. It could be Spain, it could be Mexico. Uh, who knows where this could be, right? Not saying learning Spanish. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add text. Excuse me. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just gonna create my own text this time. So again, in that same text section, I'm gonna go here, add a heading, and I do want to pick the largest part because I want it to be big central focus here. So add heading. As you can see, it automatically put it in the center, and we're going to change the add a heading to the text that I want it to be, which is of course learning Spanish with She Stole My Thunder. So I'm going to put it cap lock so that all the letters are going to be big. So learning Spanish. Okay. Now I'm going to put my Wish She Stole My Thunder in a separate box. So for now, even the block, as you can see, is not really popping, right? I'm going to make it bigger because again, I want this to be central. I'll move it to the top here, where as you can see, just where I've put it made a big difference. It's now clear, it's now popping, I can see it. So sometimes too, just where you put your text makes a difference. But it's also plain in black. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna highlight the whole thing by triple clicking, and I'm going to change the type of letter it is. Now it's just Canva sans, just the generic looking letter. And as you can see, I have all these that I can change. Again, you have crown beside the type of word, right? The word font. So I can change it, but I have to make sure you change it into a font that I don't have to pay for, right? So let's see what font I can go that's interesting, but that I don't have to pay for. Oh, okay, I think I'll go with the League Gothic. See how it looks. That didn't make any much of a change. I'm going to try something else. Let's see. I'm going to see maybe shorthand, maybe. Okay. Yeah, the shorthand. Okay, that's pretty decent. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to add the with She Stole My Thunder. So again, I wanted to add subheading, and I'm going to go take off the catalog and with oh, so my thunder. Here we are. I'm going to move it up here and make it a little bit there. Again, bigger, not that big. There we go. Okay. So, and again, I want to see. Okay, so I put it at shorthand. I'm going to change it to shorthand again. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now I could leave it as this, but I feel like, okay, there's something missing. This isn't a perfect, finished, good thumbnail. I could, like I said, leave it at that. I could also, what I can try is I can try to maybe I feel like in the center it's missing. So I have two options. Either I leave the learning Spanish with She Stole My Thunder where it is, and then just add an element to the center, or I'm gonna try moving the learning Spanish with She Stole My Thunder to the center and then put an element to the top. So I'm gonna try that, see how it looks. So I'm gonna click on here. As you see, the box is selected. Then I'm gonna hit the shift button on my keyboard and hit the box for She Stole My Thunder. As you can see now, there's a white line appeared. It's now telling me I can move or treat these two independent elements as one. So when I move, as you can see, both are moving. Now, when I put in the center here, as you can see, all of a sudden the learning Spanish that She Stole My Thunder has become blending in here, right? So the first element that I'm going to do is add a background element to it. I can do what I did with She Stole My Thunder. In fact, since I have She Stole My Thunder twice, this purple one, I'm gonna flat out delete it since we don't need it. We don't want to need to repeat ourselves. We already know since it's said above. And I'm gonna go into on the left hand side, all the way to the left, where it says design elements, blah blah blah. I'm gonna hit on my photos, erase my Spanish I had before. And as you can see under the search bar, it says background. We're going to click on that. Here, as you can see, you have all these generic backgrounds. The backgrounds is where I find that a lot of it is free, but not guaranteed, but you might have to pay. But there, as you can see, a lot of them are for free, right? So here we have one that you have to pay, okay? And another one. So now you're getting a few that are free, okay? But there's nothing here that is coming up to me that I'm like, I really want to use as a background. Oh, except for, let me try the clouds here, see how it looks. No, that doesn't really make any sense. So we're gonna delete that guy. No, none of these backgrounds really work or call into me. So the other thing that we can do to make a background so that the learning Spanish with the show my thunder, she sells on the seashore, kind of that little tongue twister going. I can go into my um, element. I'm gonna have to scroll up here. Why do you not want to scroll up? Oh yeah, I have to go here. Okay, I scroll up. Oh, and I did before. I forgot to tell you guys when I was using my photos of Lashes Journey, I downloaded the music from before. So for me, it's still on the bottom um, of my computer screen. If I had my own music or images, once you have it at the bottom of your screen, what you're going to do is you're going to click left on the name of the file that you want to upload to your canvas. So you're going to click, hold, and then drag it to this section. As you can see here, it says drop to upload your file now. And I just let go. And as you can see, my music is now uploaded to the um, Canva. So now I'll have that music, that song that I can use later on in a video if I wanted to. Cool, cool. I'm glad that you're working on a design. Yeah, sometimes too, while I'm listening to you guys with your videos, so that's why sometimes I go quiet on your videos or whatever. Is because I'm either watching somebody else's video and participate in their channel, or let me work on one of my my editing videos that I have to do. So don't worry, I don't blame you, knowledge and relationship. So we're gonna go into elements. So now that song has been uploaded, okay, we're going to elements. So it's under design. And here we have different options. Now, I've used it so much where I can go into my recently used and then click on see all and see everything, including the backgrounds that I've used. So this one would have been the one I would have gone for, but it's, as you can see, pro. I have to pay for it. And besides, it doesn't really fit in the background here, right? So we're going to delete. Since you guys, I'm giving you suggestions of things that you don't have to pay for, so we're gonna avoid that. So I want to see if I recently used something that could potentially work. Maybe this. Let's see. Okay, we can always make it bigger. Well, this could work. Let me just make it bigger. Okay, that looks not bad. Not bad. There we go. Okay, so we'll just change the color of it because that green not really doing it for me. Let's put it that color maybe. Ooh, that's a little too much. Try this color maybe. No. Try that color. No. Ooh, no, not really. Not really. Okay, that could work. Okay, so this isn't the perfect color, but what we can do is on the top here, under She Stole My Thunder, which is beside Siki on the top, you'll see these square little dots. As you can see, when you hover over it, it says transparency. We're going to make that box lighter. So it's going to integrate itself a little bit more. And as you can see, it is a free feature. So we're just going to make it a little bit wider. As you can see, we can still see that it's there, but right now, this isn't 100% working for me. I did like it better when the learning Spanish with Sea Stole My Thunder was top and we didn't have this box. I don't think this is working. Okay. In fact, even the little flag thing, not really working for me. So we'll just flat out delete, and then we'll move our She Stole My Thunder and Learning Spanish back up here. We're going to delete the Spanish flag because, again, not working for me. So let's continue to see what else we could find that would evoke learning Spanish with me and without looking horrible. So we have these little graphics as well that we could potentially use. So let's see what we could come up with in the graphics. And we'll put actually we'll narrow it down and put Spanish and see what kind of graphics are coming up. So you have the dancer potentially that we could use. So sorry if I'm going. Okay, the gracias, we can go with that, right? So that's smaller. We're gonna move it. Wait. Here is where it would make sense since we can see it properly. Make it a little smaller. There we go. So if I go silent, it's because I'm also looking for myself to see what I could use. Let me try this muchas gracias. See how it comes out. You know what? That would be better. So when you delete that one, and there we go. There we go. That's better. I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. You know what? I'm gonna move it. I want to see how it looks over here. There we go. That's better there. So I'm just seeing what else I can add. Okay, I think I'm gonna add the little mariachi guy. So this is an example. I think this is perfect. I'm not going to add more because that's the other thing with thumbnails is that we want add more, go, 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 do more, do more. Sometimes, as you can see, I just added 3 or 4 different elements to it, and it's fine. You don't need to go further than that. So again, just to show that this will pop up as free, I'm going to go to share, download, change it from PNG to JPEG, then download. And as you can see, no message saying I had to pay for anything came up. So that I created myself another thumbnail for free. So that's basically some of the things that you can do to add a thumbnail to your video for free on Canva. So I'm not going to go further than this for a thumbnail, but now I'm going to show you guys how to make a video for yourself for free. Okay. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second and I will go back to the beginning and show you guys how to create a video using Canva. Excuse me. So we're going to go back here, share the screen. So I'm just waiting for Canva to wake up here and thank you guys for voting so far. Most of you are saying yes if the price is reasonable. If my calculations are correct, 4 of you are saying that you would pay for software editing software if the price is reasonable. One will say never, and the other at yes at any cost. That makes sense. I don't blame you guys. If for those who said no, never, I don't blame you. It's look, especially so far, I've shown you many different ways of doing a thumbnail for free, right? So why pay for something where you can do even a basic thumbnail for free? Okay. So now to make a YouTube video, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, the format of your video matters very much. Okay. When you're going into YouTube, sorry, to Canva, and you pick video, as you can see, it's giving you 1920 by 1080 pixels. That's the standard format for YouTube. While as TikTok and Instagram, it is taller rather than wider. So if you try to create a video in this format and then upload it to TikTok or to uh, um, Instagram, it will look messed up. You're going to have a lot of what's in the video not shown. While as the other way around, if you try to go into Instagram or TikTok format and then put it into a YouTube video, you're going to have a lot of black on the sides. Okay. So you really want to make sure you're maximizing the space that you can, right? And you want to be sure that whatever video you're creating will fit perfectly for the format that you're in. Now, YouTube has announced somewhere somehow that they want to change because they're realizing that look, a lot of people are watching content on their cell phones, and cell phone tends to a lot of times you want to be able to listen to the video vertically rather than horizontally, right? So this might not always be true, but for now, if you're going to use Canva on your editing, you're going to make sure that you're taking the video, and then when you hover over it, it really says 1920 by 1080. Okay, so that's going to be, in my case, the third option here. So I'm going to click on it. Now I have to stop sharing because obviously the second tab came open. So then I now have to end and come back into it. So give me a second, guys. Share screen. And here we are. So we're also giving it a second to do what it needs to do. So the first suggestion that I will give you guys is always make sure to title your creation. So all the way on the top, you see CK, and to the left, you see Untitled Design Video. I'm going to name it as my test this time. Okay. That way I know I can delete this afterwards if I feel like, okay, never mind. Okay. So my test. Now, when you're going on the bottom, you'll see this square and a plus sign beside it. So basically, what YouTube is saying right now, you only have one uh, canvas. Let's stick with that one canvas to work on for your video. If you're really, 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 really good and very patient with your canvas, you only need one. But that's really not how most people are going to operate. And most of the time, it doesn't make any sense. Wants full canvases to create a video. One, it's because it does overall, yes, that might mean in some cases having many boxes or many canvases, but it also tends to make things a lot simpler in the long run. Okay. Now, in my case, in many of your cases, you're going to have many different, you're going to have many different elements to put together in your video. Okay. So in my case, for example, I want to have a intro video, an end video, and then several different things in the middle, right? That's the whole point of the video. It's not just you're seeing my intro, you're not seeing just my end screen. You're seeing what's in between the two. So what I do, I add another, okay? Once I have in between here, I'm gonna let it hover. As you can see, I have two buttons that come up. I can either add another page or add a transition. Automatically, what I do right away is I add a transition. So I'm going to click on that little button underneath. And as you can see on my left hand side, these are all the different transitions that I have. Some of these transitions you will have to pay for. I know for a fact, Dissolve, you do not have to pay for that. Okay. So I'm going to pick Dissolve. Okay. I'm gonna leave it at 5 seconds. So it's gonna be a point, sorry, 0.5 seconds. So it's gonna, while it's going from page one to page two. So that's what I'm gonna call it because I just realized that that's what Canva calls the different little boxes as a page. It's gonna take 0.5 seconds to dissolve from this box, the first box to the second box. Okay, from page one to page two. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep that transition since I know it's free for all of it. Some of it, other transitions, you will have to pay. Okay, the dissolve, stick with that one. It's free. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, I know I'm gonna need more pages than just these two. So as you can see at the bottom, it's in purple. You have a couple of different options to add more pages. You can either keep adding pages with a box, but that also means each box you have to add the transition, or as you can see, since I want to keep this transition and the box between the boxes, I'm going to leave it highlighted in blue, right? And on my keyboard, I'm going to press the control, so CTRL. I think with you lashes, if you have your Apple, I think it's the window button and then D. Because I think the window button, that's the Apple version of control. Okay, if I remember correctly. So, but if you have a regular computer like I do, it's control and then D. Or in the case if you have a Mac computer like Lash's Journey, it's going to be the window button and D. So what's going to happen is voila, I've now created a third page with the same transition. So I don't have to keep going back every single time to add the transition in between my pages. And I'm going to do a couple more times just so that I have several. Now, in my case, and that's why it's sometimes important to do it beforehand, I already have my intro and my outro done. And like I showed you guys before, it's already uploaded to my Canva. So I can always go into my Canva to add my thing. Now, I'm not going to show because I have my face in some of these videos that I made. So I'm not going to add my intro and outro. But basically, if I want to go into my uploads, it would be in my video section. And then I would go find my intro, find my outro, and then add them to. But what I can do is going to be the same basic principle of adding the images or the audio. You would just, once you found your video, you would click on it. As you can see, it adds it to it. And then you can right click on it and then set as background. Okay. And in case of video, it'll say set video as background. Since this is an image, it's going to say set image as background. Okay. So it's not any more complicated. And again, you can do all of this for free. So let's say Lash's Journey wanted to do a video on, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing for a second because Lashes, I do still have your intro video. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. I'm going to add the intro video, your intro video, and then my outro. So for a second, I will come back, guys. Like I said, I have some videos and photos of myself, of my face. And you guys know I'm such a princess. Oh. I cannot show my face. Oh. So I'm just gonna add Lashes' intro. Once I find it, here she is. There we are. And then the outro as well. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go back to sharing the video now that I've done that. There we go. Okay. So as you see, I'm in the video section. I've added her video, her intro. Oh, beautiful lashes. My goodness. What a lucky man. Oh, too beautiful. Too beautiful. Oh, look at the beautiful. Alrighty. Enough of me gushing over this girl. There we go. Now the outro video. Okay, so this is the outro, my basic outro video that was created for me. Okay, so add it. So as you can see, once you have uploaded your intro and outro video to your Canva, at any moment you can just, as you can see, these are other stuff. You can just drag and drop. So I'll actually just show you guys with these once since you're not seeing anything. So if I wanted to add, let's say the 2000 years later, just click on it. It adds it to it. Then right click, set video as background. And there you go. So now the video is my background. Okay, it's not any more complicated than that. Another way is to drag. So you click on it, don't let go, and then just in the box, you see how now the box is full purple? That means when you let it go, it'll automatically set it to the background for the whole video. Okay, for the whole page, I should say. So we're gonna undo that. We don't want either. Okay, so there we go. So that's how you would do it. We're just gonna go to images just to be sure. So let's say this is Lashes tells me, you know what, I want you to make. I'm gonna give you my raw video. That's not how I'm gonna explain it to you. Um, okay, I want you to create a video for me about how how to buy a house in the US. Okay, so now I just added her intro video, her outro video to it. So for me, what I usually do, the second page, that will be usually a 5-second transition where I'm going from the intro to, hey, today we're talking about how to buy a home in Florida. Okay, specifically. So I know she's in Florida. Okay. So let's go ahead and figure out what do we do. Now, this is a video. Okay. So remember before I said avoid the video section for the thumbnails? Obviously, this is a video. You don't need to avoid it because now if you have moving parts, you can go ahead and use videos in it, and people will see the special effects. People will see the moving parts. If you have music, people will hear it. So go ahead, have the music, have the video, have all of it. Don't be shy. Okay. So we're going to click on the left-hand side. Again, you have design, elements, upload, blah, blah, blah. Near the bottom, you have videos. So these are all the videos that Canva has. Now, again, we want to do this for free. So automatically, as I can see in my recently used, I have one video that's free, and the other one, 40 seconds, says Pro and has the crown. So obviously, that one we're not going to use. But there's others here we could potentially use. What we're gonna do, since I know it's a financial video for Lasha's journey, I'm not gonna go into my recently used because my stuff that I use for my videos have nothing to do with finance. So I know for Lashes, it's not gonna work for her. Obviously, before we have aerial shots, we have nature. Well, that doesn't really work. Oh, we have business. That probably makes more sense for a video for Lasha's journey, right? Since she's into finances, right? So we're gonna click on see all. And as we see, we have all the videos in the section that could work potentially. But again, it's a lot of them, as you can see, a little crown and a pro. So, but we have the two first ones here that we could potentially use if we wanted to. We have this one here. Okay, so we have two or three that we could potentially use. We have this one here as well. Might work maybe. What's this one about? Okay, a guy on this computer, maybe not. Let's see what else. That's interesting. Guy taking over the city. It's too bad you got it's looks like a cute one that could have been funny to use, but you have to pay for that one. That one doesn't really work. So sometimes too, it's not just a question of free, but okay, does it make sense, right? So that one doesn't really make sense. Oh, that one we have to pay would have made sense for. So I'm just trying to find the right video that's free and that would make sense. But sometimes you have to make a compromise, right? And just pick something that makes some sense, but not necessarily perfect sense. Okay, there's not okay. I'm gonna try flat out searching housing, okay, and see what comes out on with housing. Oh yes, here she bought the White House. My God, Lash's Journey is the first Black female president. No, of course we're not going to use that one. You have to pay for it, and that's not really going to work. But yeah, maybe this one might work. Maybe. So again, there's some that like this one here, the 10-second that I would have, but okay. Again, I'm giving you guys advice on how to use Canva for free. That one you have to pay for it. So even though it makes sense, you see this one? Maybe. Okay, you see this one would have been perfect, but again, you have to pay for it. So what we can do, okay, let me see, where was that one? Okay, what we can do, we can use this one here. No, that's no, not quite. Where was that one? Da, da, da. we're gonna go and we're gonna pick this one here. It's a bit long. It says 32 seconds. So I'm gonna do my drag and drop. So as you can see, it says 31 seconds long. That's not what we want. We want just a 5 seconds. So here, you see, this is how the page is, right? So I usually like to go from right to left. So on the right, as you can see, when you hover your mouse over the edge, right? So where it curves, it now has two arrows, one pointing left, one pointing right. That's Canva's way of saying you can make this longer or shorter. So we want this part of the video to be shorter. We don't want it to be 31.7 seconds. We want it to be 5 seconds. So you're going to click left down, you're going to hold, and you're going to move your mouse to the left. And as you can see, it's making it shorter, shorter, shorter. And we're going to keep it, we're going to move it to where it says exactly 5 seconds. So now, oop, there we go. Sometimes it's a bit tricky for me to get exactly to 5 seconds. Oh, there we go. It's 5 seconds now. Okay. So now I know this part is going to be 5 seconds. So what I can do, since it's not perfect, I'm going to show you guys a nice little trick that I learned recently, how to add an image that's going to pop in and pop out. Okay. So we're going to go to photos. It's on the left hand side. When I say that, always on the left hand side. So two above your videos, you're going to go to photos. I'm going to put for sale insert for sale because I want an image of a for sale sign. Okay. So let's see what comes out. Oh, a lot of it you have to pay. You have to pay. Not what I want. You have to pay. You have to pay. You have to pay. Oh, look, we have something here that could. So I'm going to add that for a second. I'm just going to see if there's something else that I could potentially use just in case I find something nicer. But so for all the ones that I would like to use, you have to pay for. And since I'm obviously saying you can do this for free, I'm not going to recommend any of those ones. Okay, so nothing really at a quick glance. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to make this smaller. Okay, so what we can do is we can move this. Okay, we have a couple different options. Okay, so I'm gonna put it here. I think here would be fine. So I don't want, since I know this picture isn't really perfect, okay, for what I'm going for, I can either just leave it like this and let it be ugly and unattractive in the video, or I can have this picture just come in for a second and then disappear. So to do that, as you can see, you're going to leave it as it is, as you'll see, where you have the purple line around, the four dots, and the four little lines. That means you've selected, you're telling Canva, I want to do something for this photo. You're then going to right click on it. You're going to see the drop down list, and you're going to click on Show Timing. Above now, the page, you see that this little purple square that comes up. Hello, hello, bud files. How you doing? Welcome to my teaching you guys how to use Canva for free. Right now, I'm in the part that's showing you how to do a basic video. Okay, so you did miss some of it, but don't worry, you can always catch up on the replay. But even if you don't, even if you just want to be here and support and listen, I'm grateful for you, anyways. So I don't want this image to be in the 5 seconds of this transition. I want it to appear for a second and disappear. So now that I have this purple box is saying this picture is going to be there for the full 5 seconds. So like what I did for the video that I added to this page earlier, I'm going to make this smaller. Okay. So I'm going to go on the left hand side. As you can see, my mouse now has two arrows, one pointing left, one pointing right. And I'm going to say, I don't want it to up right away from the beginning of this page. I wanted to start a little bit later. So I'm going to tell it to start almost seconds in, okay? And then I don't want it to leave when the next page is started. I want it to leave almost right away as soon as it appears. So, right there. So, what we would do, let's add just for half a second. That's all I needed to be there. Okay? So, we're going to play. So, as you see, I moved my mouse to here, clicked on it, and then press play. Popped up, left, transit. There you go. You see? That's how you can add an image, have it stay for a second or two, and then bye-bye. So that's one way I can do it. Now, I didn't really like that picture, but I want you guys to know that that's something you can do for free on anything that you add to your video. So we can go, we're going to delete that. Okay. We're going to go into elements and see if there's a graphic that you can add that would have the for sale. But even if we don't find a graphic, this image by itself with the text that we put, we can convey that same idea that Lashes Journey wants to, you know, help people how to buy and sell homes in Florida, right? So we're going to go into the graphics section. So we're going to go see elements. So under design on the left hand side, you go click on elements and you'll see here graphics. So under recently used lines and shapes, you have graphics. We're going to click see all again. And then you're going to go and search for sale. So we do have a few. So the typical for sale signs are, as you can see, as usual, they're not stupid. They have a lot of them that, well, you have to pay for it, but there's some here that could work. It might not be perfect, but might work, right? You can make it work if you really wanted to. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Sometimes, like I said before, if you can't make the even if you don't get the perfect ones, because all the ones that are perfect you have to pay for, sometimes you have to convey the general idea, right? And then let the rest of what you're saying and doing convey the message that you're trying to. So you have this one here where it's not saying for sale, but it conveys that same message, right? So we're gonna put it, ooh, as you can see, too big. So we're going to make it smaller, right? We're gonna put it right, like on the grass here, right? Because that's usually where it was. Make it smaller. Now it's black and not really visible, as you can see on the top here, because it's still in that purple box. On the top, you'll see under My Test CK, you'll have the options as to what you want to do with that image. So you'll have the black square, which is when you hover above it, it'll say color. You want to change it to a different color. We'll change it to white, see if the white pops out, and it does. Okay, so you see, even if it doesn't say for sale, doesn't have the typical like this option here, the middle one on the top, right? The typical for sale, you still get the general idea, right? And that one, unlike what we showed you before, we'll leave it there and let it be part of the whole thing. Now you can also add text so that way if people aren't getting the idea of what you're saying with these images with this video, we're going to say it. So on the left hand side again, design, elements, upload, text. So now we want to add what we want to say. Now, as you use more and more stuff, your recently used will get more populated with the things that you're using. If you're doing what I'm telling you guys to do and avoiding all the ones without the crowns, your recently used will always be populated by things that you know are for free, and consequently, you know you can reuse constantly and not have to worry about paying. So that's what I would recommend. Get in the habit of "Oh, this is free. Okay, I might not use it right here, but let me click on it and use l pretend like I'm using it," because even if you're not using it for this particular video you wanna make, if you know, "Hey, there's this other video I can potentially use it for," great, fantastic, right? So that's another way of looking at it. So we're gonna go into my see all in the text to see what kind of text that I could use that's free and that I won't have to worry about you guys paying. So a lot of what I used, as you can see, is something you have to pay for, okay? So we'll just see what we can do. Okay. Alrighty. So, oh, just gonna give me a second, guys. I have to cough. All right, I'm back, guys. So there's a couple different options here. This one, Planet Arcadia. Let's see how it looks because I use this one when I'm trying to be quote unquote a little bit fancy, a little bit different, without pain. Let's see how it looks on this. If it wants to react, there we are. Okay, okay. So this might be a little too dark for what we're trying to go with. So let's just delete that. Oh, but time twice, of course. Uh, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Delete that. There we go. What are you doing? Want to delete the text? There we are. There we go. Sometimes Canva likes to be a little bit difficult. So that was too dark. Let's try the baked fresh to see if that pops without. I think that could semi work. Okay, especially if we put it up here. Yeah, that works. So we're gonna change the text. So we're gonna put buying a home. Okay. We're gonna make it bigger. Come on. Cooperate. Corroborate. There we are. Oh, sorry, it's been difficult. There we go. I'm just gonna ungroup it because it's not letting me. Mm, okay, I'm just gonna probably have to do it this way. Get rid of that bind and then put a home. No, a home. There we are. There we go. Okay, yeah, sometimes it just with this particular text format, sometimes as you see, I want to have buying A on one line and then home on the other, but it was just not letting me have it. So I had to change that up and get it to where I got it. So buying a home. Okay. So we're just gonna move that, move this as well, since it's not no longer. There we are. So this overall, we can for 5 seconds, we're also gonna add a few other things here. So I'm going to go to elements. I'm going to erase that, get out the graphics. I'm going to go into my recently used, but basically we want to add a lot of the bits and bobbles that I often use to add a little bit more flavor and okay. So let's see here. Gonna add this little pink thing to the back here because I was thinking buying a home isn't really 100% visible. We're just gonna put that here, make it bigger. So that's a lot nicer. There we are. We're just gonna add this little guy here. We're gonna add him to the corner. So as you can see, this is a lot of this stuff was from when I was doing it for free. So as you can see, once you click, you can get the magic recommendations. If you're not sure if because it's not in your recently used, you can always try in. You see, it has graphic, it has stickers, right? The graphics, sometimes by just going into those little things, you'll get a lot of what you're talking about. Sometimes it's just a question of going into the right box and clicking it to find what you're looking for, right? But as you can see, you can put here on top under these the search, you have things that you can click on, right? So if you click on heart, it'll go in all the different sections for the hearts, right? Here, so I'm just looking for a particular side thing that I had that I think might work, might help give a little bit more panache. This might work. There we go. That adds a little bit of panache. We're going to make that a little bit faded in. So how do we fade? Because it's a little too bright. What do? You click on it. As you see, you have you won't see it all, but you have the little purple. So it is a purple box, but you won't see most of the box. We're going to go up here. We're going to reduce the transparency. So that way it's still there, still can be seen a little bit, but not too much. There we are. It gives it a little bit of extra oomph to it without making it too much of a center of the attention. Let's see, I just want to test. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this to here. Just want to see if it's too much of a distraction or if it's going to help. Let me adjust transparency, maybe by adding the transparency to it. Yeah, that works, I guess. Yeah, there we are. Let's continue. See if there's anything else we can add. That we can go to as well. There we go. We're going to add that there. Okay, so for now, we're going to leave this section. So far, to create and edit a video for free, as you can see, I wasn't had to pay for anything so far. So what I've done so far is I showed you guys how to add an intro video that you already have, an outro video that you have, a 5-second transition. As you can see, I still have these three other pages. It can be one, it can be two. These guys, you're making as many pages as you want. Some of you, you'll need 4 pages, one for your intro, one for the transition, one for your video itself, and then the last for the outro. I put this many just because at this point, I might need them all, I might not. Okay. So don't feel because I put this many pages that you have to have that many. Some of you, like I said, you can be really efficient and on one page have everything. Okay, if you're that efficient, great, fantastic. For me, like I said, it's just so much easier and quicker if you add different pages. So we're going to go to the third page, and that's where we're going to want to have the actual let's talk. Now, I'm just going to intentionally move my camera because it will go to my camera. So hopefully, okay, because I've noticed sometimes when you're using StreamYard and then you try to do Canva or vice versa, it might not work. Well, let's see if it does. So I now want to talk, right? So let's say Lashes Journey wants to do the same, right? You can create a video within your Canva where it's you talking, right? You don't have to go somewhere else in order to create your content. So on your left-hand side, you have design, you have elements. You're going to click on uploads. And as you can see, some of you might have noticed it before. You have search uploads, upload files, record yourself. So you're going to click on record yourself and you're going to be brought to this page. Now, in this case, it might not allow me to because it might see, oh, yeah, it did allow. So I'm glad I turned my camera. As you can see here, I have on my left-hand side the camera that's going, and then I can press record and just be talking about whatever is here, right? I can go on the top right-hand side here, and I can have just my camera, a camera and screen, or just the screen. So this is how I can create a video, right? I can have, let's say she wants to show herself and a camera. She'll click on the camera and screen. She'll pick her page that she wants and then just talk, 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 right? So let's say audio library, share. So as you can see, it'll be there. Okay. And then she can press record and go, go, go. Now, in my case, I'm concerned that it might bug on me because it has too many things going, but basically that's how it would go. And then you press record. Once she's done recording, she press stops record, and then see on the top here it says save and exit. Okay, well it might not. No, you guys can't see because my PayPal icon is blocking. But behind the PayPal icon, you have save and exit. Once you're done, you press save and exit, and it'll bring you back. So we're gonna press exit studio. So that's how it would create content on. So that when you see me uploading videos, that's what I'm doing here. I'm going literally in this section of it and either just sharing the screen if it's another screen, that if it's something else, like I'm going on to like when I made my video on how to go to use the free classes at Harvard University. That's what I did. I went on my camera and screen, was able to go on to the web page for Harvard, do the classes, and then come out of it. Okay, so we're just gonna exit from that. And then here, basically, it will allow you to edit the video, okay? And to continue, once you've done editing it, you're allowed to then fix it. Now, I'm going to show you guys, and again, that's all you can do for free, guys. So here, let's say Lashes Journey wanted to cut something out of her intro video. Her beautiful husband. Let's go here. I know he's a shy guy. Get out of there. There we go. Okay. So let's say she wanted to cut that part with a picture of her husband in it, right? So what she can do is when she's coming up here, as you can see, well, let's look at the top. You can take off the volume. Okay. So you can mute the music if you want to change the music, right? You can also, the scissors with the numbers, it's telling you that the video is 35 seconds. And you can make it shorter. Or in this case, you can click on crop. So if there's a part that you want to change, you can use either one of those two. So she can go here and say, oh, I don't need this part. Let's say, so as you can see, she wants to make it exactly 15 seconds. Let's say she just wants to make those 11 seconds. And now, as you can see, she moved it, or I moved it, and now the video is going to be 11 seconds. Okay, that's one way. All right, so that's how, and you do the same thing with any of the videos. So if I recorded myself and let's say at the end I was coughing, I could do the same thing to the video and take out the part of me coughing, right? Another way that you can again edit the video for free. Let's say I wanted to, like I said before, cut out that part with, maybe her husband. Ah, you know what? I don't really want to be in the intro video. Let's say fictitiously it comes up to, you see on the square here, you have this little triangle at the top. Let's say I know for a fact that the picture of her husband is coming right after that. What I'm gonna do is then right click. As you can see, a menu bar comes up. I'm going to split page, and now the intro video has been cut into two. I can do the split again to cut out, let's say the video, oh, here's one. So I can, let me move. Okay, so that's the part that I want to cut out. So again, split. So now I can cut out this part, and that picture of her husband is now no longer part of the intro. Okay, so that's another way of getting rid of a picture that you don't want to. Okay, but I'm not going to do any of that. So there's a lot, and again, that's all for free. So those are all little things that you can do for free with Canva to your editing. Okay. So now, let's say I have these backgrounds, right? And right now, I'm not going to. Oh, I'm not sure if I want to create a video, if I want to just do like what she stole my thunder, and I type out text and I just read it out loud. But okay, I definitely will need a background, right? So now you have to go to photos, and in the photo section, it's background. The background used to be its own tab, its own thing, but here they change it to this. Okay, I'm just going to get a second. I just want to put my cell phone on the charger because I know if I don't, it's going to go dead. There we are. There we go. Okay, so I can pick, excuse me, guys. So again, most of the backgrounds will be free, but not always. Okay. So I can pick just a plain static background. So that's one way of doing it. The other way, like I said, drag and drop in the purple, right? Okay, didn't do it, didn't want to do it, but okay, not a problem. So let's say I wanted this background for all of them. So I can see how the page is now purple when I click on it. I delete, click on this one again, and then Control D, Control D. So now I have the same background and the same transition, right? So I don't have to repeat it over and over again. And again, that's free. Or if I want a video that's a background, again, go in the videos and I can find, again, a video that I want to use, right? I can put one since I want real estate for Lashes Journey. As you can see, a lot of them, oh, I have to pay, I have to pay, I have to pay. But I can use the ones that are free, even if they're not perfect, since, well, for her, she might just be, it's okay, I can talk over it. I don't need it to be like this big elaborate thing, right? So this one is not bad, where it's inside of a home. So let's change it to that. Okay, so I'm going to click on it, replace background. There we go. And then again, delete, delete. If it lets me, there we are. And then Control D. Okay. Another way is when you right click on it, as you can see, you can put duplicate page. Okay. So right click will allow you to do a lot of additional stuff. Okay. So she can have this background. Okay. There's other things that you can do. Let's say she really wanted that same background before that I had, right? But have this video as an image. So what we can do, we can go back to the photos. We can add this as the background, okay? Replace background. Then go up to the elements, okay? So under design on the left-hand side, in the lines and shapes, okay? You can have use this to add videos into those boxes. Okay. I already have a couple of them in my recently used that I like the shape of it, that I don't have to worry. Okay. So this one, for example, here. So I'm going to click here, go into my videos, and then we're going to add that other video or a different one. We're going to find a different one. Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. And there we go. So now we have this video that's playing in the background. And again, I can always change the background to something else because now that we see that this video with this background, it's not a great match. Okay. So as you can see, I'm not paying for any of this. I can change as often as I want and I can make it to whatever I want. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first shot. Sometimes we like a background and then realize, this doesn't really work, right? This doesn't really suit what I'm going for, right? Let's try this background here. Let's see if that's going to work with what we have. That might be a little too dark. Let's see something else here, what we else we can do. Maybe this one, maybe, but that might seem too girly. Yeah, that's too girly. I know lashes as a grown woman. Let's try this one, maybe. Because sometimes some of these, it's just a question of finding the right combination, right? So again, that's just a little too dark, a little too dark. Try this one maybe. Okay, that's better. Let's keep going. I feel like we can do a better background than that, right? Maybe. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's not hmm. Okay, maybe this. Then move that over here. Okay, this might work, maybe, yeah. That could work as a background. So you see basically, okay, as it is here, right? So the general role is she has an intro video, then a transition, then this part will be the part where she's talking about, right? We can even replace if she like I know with Lash's journey, she doesn't mind showing her face. She doesn't mind having her kids in her video, right? So this box with the video could be her and then have this generic background playing in the background, right? Or we can have this like play the background, be the video of her, and then there's just this as an extra. Maybe she has a video that she's showing or something else, right? And then, of course, we have the outro video. Okay, so let's play this all and see how it goes, right? Now, obviously, there will be music, but you guys won't hear it because I'm not sharing the video. So let's see how it goes together, right? Sorry if my thing is slow here. Yeah, sorry. My sometimes my computer doesn't always as I would like it to. So you see, that would be her quote unquote full video. Right now, what about music? Okay. So again, that's why I was telling you guys before. Take advantage of the YouTube studio. Okay. It offers you free music. Take advantage of it. Most music that you're going to find here on Canva, you will have to pay for it. And not only will you have to pay for it, but oftentimes YouTube will come to you and give you a copyright claim for it on top of that. So if you want to add music, do one of two things. Find a local musician that you know for a fact will create unique music for you and not just go to Epidemic Sounds or one of these other similar companies and just buy the music off, and then you still end up with the same problem, right? So really find somebody that has the specialization, the machinery, the software, whatever, to create unique sounds for you, right? Or, like I said, take advantage of YouTube Studio, download that free music and upload it to your Canva. You won't be stopped to upload it to your Canva. Okay. So, because I already uploaded some music beforehand, I'm going to go on the left hand side. I have designs, elements, uploads. I'm going to go to uploads and I'm going to go to my audio. And as you can see, I have plenty of songs, plenty, plenty, plenty. And I know I can use all of them. They're all for free. So basically, if I'm not sure which song, I know Allegro is a good song. It's a nice classical song, and I know it's going to work. I'm just gonna go to the beginning of the video, right? And then I'm just gonna add that. So as you can see, it's a minute 54. My total video right now is 56 seconds, right? So there's gonna be more music. So I'm just gonna drag, put it down here. Well, let me go. Come on, let it go. There we go. So as you can see, I made sure that when I put it over, it was purple all the way through. So that way the music is going to be all the way down. Oh, what's it doing? There we go. Okay. Didn't go all the way. Didn't go all the way. Okay. Okay. Only went for that box. Okay. So not a problem. So we're just going to drag it. There we go. So now I know my music is going to cover the full video, right? Now, it's going to be important. You guys are not going to get this beat sync. That's only if you're paying for it, right? So you're not going to have. But we're going to have the audio effect. That's important. Fade out. Because if I don't fade out, what's going to happen is that when the video ends, the music ends abruptly. So I want it to fade out 2 seconds by the end. So 2 seconds when the video has 2 seconds left before it ends, the music is going to slowly drop down in volume. Now, because I also know that chances are at some point, Lashes Journey is going to start talking in the video, I'm going to reduce the volume. So that little speaker, as you can see, this is 100. I don't know why the line used to go all the way down here. That used to be all 100, but now it's that. I'm gonna reduce it down to 7, volume 7, okay? At most, I'll even put it down to 3. So 3, so now I reduced the volume to 3. So now that volume is gonna be at the right level where I can still hear the music, but when Lashes Journey starts talking, I'll have her be audible, okay? And as you can see here, even for her intro, I can replace her music with the music I just put. So her intro music, I can literally put it down at 0. So now I've replaced her intro music to the music that I selected. Okay? So that's a couple of the things that you can be done. So that's pretty much what I want to show you guys for today's video. I don't know if any of you guys have questions or if you have issues. And this just show you guys, I'll download the video to show that none of it's going to come up as something you have to pay. So download. Sometimes you need a second here to realize that it's trying to. Hello, hello, Runny Eggs. Thank you for coming here. Nice to meet you. See you on my channel, all of that. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. So as you can see, we're gonna download this video and see what happens. As you can see, ta-da! Nothing's stopping me from it because I did not use any of paid features that you often see with Canva. So you guys, this is how you can create a free video using Canva. Even though I paid for it, guys, you don't have to, right? All of these little features I showed you guys are free. So hopefully, yes, thank you for catching me. Yes, thank you. No problem, knowledge and relationships. I'm almost done anyway. So thank you for your time. I know that you are busy, man. You got other things to do, places to go, people to see, and all that jazz. But thank you for being here. I don't know if anybody's was around from the beginning and needs some questions answered or anything else. But basically, I gave you guys a quick little lesson on how to download, find and download YouTube music, how to upload it to the Canva, and how to use some of the features that Canva offers for free. Now, obviously, some of the features I did show you guys quickly are some of the features that you have to pay for, like, for example, the background remover. That is something you have to pay for. So don't feel bad if you guys have a image. You know what? This image is perfect, but I do need to remove the background. Don't be afraid to come and ask me. I have the background remover feature because I'm paying for Canva, right? Or hey, there's this part, you know what? Don't be afraid to come and ask me. Like I can help you guys with this, right? So those are some of the things that you can do for free. So you guys can add videos for free. You can add special effects, little dots and moving arrows and things like that. All of these things are free. So you're really just making sure that you're not using anything with a crown beside it and the word pro, right? So you really want to make sure that you're sticking to all the free stuff. You stick to the free stuff when you go to download your thumbnail, when you go to download your video, you're not going to get a message. Hey, you want to use this? You have to pay. Oh, you want to use this? You have to pay, right? I really want to make sure that you guys are able to use Canva for free. So those are a lot of the little things that you can do. So yes, I intentionally stopped. I'm not going to fully download that test video because it is just a test video. But yeah, there's a lot of those little things, guys, that you do. So for me, that's what I do when I'm creating a video, and I don't want to spend any money, right? Um, there are going to be some things that you're going to see. Hey, you know what? It's really worth paying for with Canva. And that's your personal decision as to whether you're going to pay for Canva. Here in Canada, it's pretty expensive to pay for it. It's 150 bucks for the year. So it's not something that if you guys see, oh, you know what? Can I really? Of course not. I have it. I know Knowledge and Relationship, he said that he has the paid version as well. And I know somebody earlier came in. I'm trying to find her name. I'm trying to make sure I'm not messing up people's names. Oh, Ada Chike also has a paid version. Okay. Now I can't speak for Knowledge and Relationship nor Ada Chike, but if you guys want to save yourself a buck and still have these features that are interesting for you for Canva, don't be afraid to come and ask me. My about page, which I know Runny Eggs, you told me I have to add more to my about page. I will do more, I promise. I does have my email address. You guys can hit me up on that for help, for more suggestions. Maybe there's something about Canva that, ooh, you went too quickly on that. Don't be afraid. I know this was a lot longer of a video than I was expecting. I didn't realize I was talking for over 2 hours and a half, but that's absolutely fine. So I hope this was interesting, that would help you guys. Like I said, I'm not a Canva expert. I know a lot of what I've learned was suggestions that Runny Eggs gave me. So thanks for that, Runny Eggs. He's helped me a lot, and he also was the reason why I'm like, you know what, I might as well spend that $150 on Canva. I'm seeing that I'm not utilizing it as well as I could, and a lot of the things that I want to do, I will need to pay for it, right? And I do have to up my game. So he really gave me that guts, that chutzpah to go out there and just like, you know what? If I want to take YouTube seriously, if I need to create the quality videos that I have, I'm gonna have to put the bucks in there, right? And at least now it's, yeah, it sucks that I paid for it, but it's paid for, and I don't have to worry about it for the next 12 months. I don't have to worry about, okay, I did, what did I pay for? What do I have to pay for? No, it's like it's all paid for already. I can just do what I want to do. If I want to remove a background, I remove a background. If I want to add this particular video, I don't have to worry about, oh, is it a pay to use? No, I just add the video, right? So it takes away a lot of that concern that I had beforehand of, oh, but I want to do this, but there's now nothing stopping me to use Canva other than my own imagination, other than what I want to do, right? So I'm good with that. So that's always a good thing. So that's it for today, guys. So again, like I said, I hope this video was helpful to all of you guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Give me a like. I'm actually gonna end the poll and give you guys the results. So Runny Eggs, I don't know if you answered the poll or not, but if you haven't, please do so now. I'm just gonna do that now. Da, 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 da. And poll. There we are. So the results for the poll is 50% of you said yes, you would buy editing software if the price was reasonable. So 50%, so 10 votes. So that's five of you. 30%, so three people said yes at any cost you'll buy it, and two of you said never, never. I'm a bit surprised that nobody said yeah if you could claim it on your taxes, because in some cases, if you're operating your YouTube channel, you're making it money, if you're consider yourself as an independent worker, you could technically, in some situations, use the expenses of your Canva for, for your taxes. You can say, "Hey, yeah, this is a business expense." So I'm gonna have to look into that for myself, because I am I am technically an independent worker now. So I have to ask my accountant. The taxes will be coming up in April, May, right? So I'm gonna have to ask, "Hey, I kind of spent 150 bucks on my Canva. Can I get this as a tax write-off? Can you let me know, please, boss?" You know? So, yeah, look, and that's again, guys, like, we tend to forget little things like this too, right? We spend, but we don't use what we spend to our advantage, right? And I even asked my boss, because I'd taken classes, he's given me classes to do for my job as well, my official job, which I am the job that I'm doing as an independent worker. And it's like, look, are you paying me for the time I'm taking to do the classes? Like, well, no, but at least you had the guts to ask. I'm like, yeah, because you never know. what somebody's willing to pay or reimburse you for, right? So that's what I'm telling you guys. Look, if you're spending money for somebody else to create an intro video for you, for see if you can, hey, I'm making money off of YouTube. You have to declare this. Can I use the money I spent for somebody to do my intro video for do this for me? Can declare that on my taxes? Can I declare my Canva on my taxes? Right? What are what are the limits here? What can I do? What can I not do? So that's another thing that you guys should ask. At this point, you can ask your accountant, right? They'll know whether it's yeah, you can I'm sorry if you can claim it or not. They'll tell you no, this is ridiculous. You can't, but you're not getting money or you're not making enough money. Sometimes it's just that, right? You're not making enough money to declare something on your taxes, right? So yes, I've been paid to edit videos. Have I been paid enough? Have I paid too much? I don't, you know what I mean? So when I go to do my taxes this year, that's going to be the questions of, hey, Mr. Accountant man, this is what I've done this year. What can I get away with, quote unquote, right? Anyways, I want to let you guys go. I don't want to go and rattle off as I tend. So thank you, Runny Eggs, for being here and spending a few minutes with me. Thanks to you too as well, knowledge and relationship. And of course, thank you, Lashes Journey, for your time and your support. Thank you, the Bud Files, for being here. And we also had, of course, Ada Chike, who was here before. Thank you very much. Walking with Purpose, Monica Miles, and the new Miss Maniac. So sorry again if I mispronounced your name. Like I said earlier, I'm not the best at pronouncing names, but thank you guys for being here. I hope this video helps you guys on how to use Canva to your advantage. And I'm going to let you guys go on this on several notes. One, on of course, a little video clip that I created for knowledge and relationship, and of course, on my end credits. So I hope you guys found this video informative. If not, we'll see you guys next week for sure. I moved my live that I was supposed to do tomorrow because I realized I have to do something. So it'll be next week where I'm going to finish reading the book, Buck Fools, written by another YouTuber by the name of Micro Farmer. But of course, as you guys will see, I have a lot of videos posted during the weeks to come, I should say. So hopefully, I'll see you guys in the YouTube streets. Have a great one, guys.